Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for choosing to stop by and hang out with me for today's video. Today I'm going to be sharing with you how I will be decorating and setting my table this year for my Easter lunch that I will be hosting. I'm also going to be sharing with you guys what I'll be using and where all of this stuff came from. This video is specifically intended for those who are just beginning to host dinner parties or luncheons and who are just starting to build their tablescape items and collections. So whether you've been doing tablescapes for years or are just beginning, I hope that you guys will enjoy this video. First, I'm going to share with you guys what I'll be using, and then we'll go ahead and start decorating and setting the table. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's get started. Here is going to be the base of my Easter tablescape, and this is a beautiful bright white lace table runner. It's got that nice bright white appearance, which is so perfect for the spring and the Easter season. Both of the ends here kind of taper off and have this little tassel, which I think is such a cute and unique little detail to have on there. Here you can see the ends. It's got this beautiful, beautiful floral detail running through the middle of it, and this can be found and purchased from burlapfabric.com. This is the company that I mentioned and featured in my Valentine's Day DIY date night in video. I know some people are not a huge fan of like the bright true white colors, so I also found this option on burlapfabric.com, and this is more of like an ivory shade. This table runner is so romantic to me. It just looks so elegant, and I also think that this color and this style could also be a really, really nice option for an Easter tablescape. The ends of this are absolutely stunning as well. Here is the color difference between the two. I love both of them. I'm not even sure which one I am going to use for this year's Easter tablescape. I'm going to have to try and play around with both looks and see which one just kind of comes together better in my eyes. And then from that same company, the same website, I also found these really cute little napkin rings. Here's a close-up of one of these. I think that these are just absolutely adorable. They are made up of a mixture of burlap and then lace, which you can't go wrong when you are combining burlap and lace together. So there is what the ring looks like, and then it has this adorable little burlap rose sticking on the middle of this. I am currently looking for some washable, nice quality napkins. So if you guys have any suggestions where I can look, or any like brands that you've had really good experience with, let me know. But for this year, since I don't have those nicer, more presentable looking napkins, I'm just going to use paper towels. And I think rolling up a paper towel in this little napkin ring is just going to amp up the look of a normal paper towel so much, and just give a really nice decorative look to the tablescape, even though I'm only going to be using paper towels. I believe I purchased these as a set of 10, if I'm not mistaken. Like I said, I think that they are going to add such a cute and fun little detail to the overall tablescape. But besides that, I can use these throughout the entire year. So they're going to be really appropriate for the springtime, but they are also going to tie in perfectly for my like July 4th little barbecue, if I wanted to really like dress up the tablescape for that holiday, as well as my Friendsgiving dinner that I do. So throughout the entire year, I will be able to get use out of these, and that is something that I was really happy to find in this set. Then I also picked out these really, really adorable little utensil holders from the same website, and these just go perfectly with those napkin holders. And I just think that this set has so much like country charm to them. They totally fit in with the farmhouse vibes, if that's something that you really enjoy like I do. Here's how they look up close. They are mainly made up of this flat piece of burlap. And like I said, with those napkin rings, you can get use out of these throughout the entire year. Here is how they pair up with the napkin rings. As you guys can see, they just look like they belong. They look like they're a set. And then here I have some plate chargers. I am not sure if I'm going to use these for this year yet. My intent was being able to spray paint these a different color, but you know, life gets in the way and I just haven't been able to work on this project yet. I'm not sure if this like yellowy gold will really work in with the vision that I'm kind of seeing in my head while I'm going to be creating this tablescape. If these were a white color or like a mint or soft pink, they would go perfectly with my idea of how the tablescape will come together. But for now, I'm just not sure. I'll have to play around with the look and see if I can kind of work these in to this year's Easter dinner. But I did purchase these from Goodwill. They were 50 cents each. So while I'm not like a huge fan of the color, I know that 1 or 2 coats of spray paint will give these an entirely different look. Next, for the main dinner plate, I have shared these plates with you guys several times now, but I'm going to be using them again, and I think I will be using them many, many more times for all of the different like fancier events that I host here at my house. So this is the Pioneer Woman Farmhouse Lace dinner plate set. The set comes with 4 plates, and right now they are on Walmart for $23. When I purchased them, Walmart was having a sale on them, which I have seen multiple times since purchasing them, but I believe I paid like $14 or $15 for the set of 4. So like I said, the price point is just unbeatable and unmatchable. So these plates are going to be used for Easter this year. I love them because they can be used for Easter, Thanksgiving, Christmas, summer. They're just timeless and classic, and that's what I love about these. These have a little bit of detailing surrounding the edges of this plate, and then the edges are scalloped, which is such a stunning feature. And then here's the salad plates that I'm going to be using. I did put this right on top of the dinner plate just so that you can see how they pair up next to each other or on top of each other. I love all of the texture that the salad plate has, and while that salad plate sits on top of the dinner plate, you are still able to see the beautiful detailing. Another thing that I really love about this set is that it has some height and some dimension. So once you put the salad plate on top of the dinner plate, it doesn't look like it lays like flat on the dinner plate. You can see that there is some room in between the two, and I think it just looks really stunning that way. It looks so much more expensive than what it really is. So these I purchased as a set of 4 as well. I mentioned this before, but I did order 4 sets of the dinner plates and 4 sets of the salad plates. So in total I have 16 place settings, so I think it's just a really nice standard number, and I did mention this in a previous video. But in case you are just beginning your like tablescape planning process, or you're kind of trying to collect items for your tablescapes in the future, that is what I went ahead and did. And so far, having 16 place settings has been perfect for me. So for the Easter lunch that I will be hosting, I only need 6 table settings, and so this glass set that I purchased from HomeGoods is going to go perfectly. Usually I just go ahead and stick with using my mason jars as cups, just because those are so inexpensive and you get 12 of them per pack, and so I think I have like 3 packs of those. I always have some mason jars on hand for like get-togethers and dinners and lunches. But for this year, I'm going to use this new set that I purchased, and I did mention these in an upcoming home decor haul video that will be up on my channel very shortly, but I also wanted to mention them in this video because I will be using them for my tablescape. So this is a set of 6 recycled glasses. I love these because they are 100% recycled glass. They have that beautiful like country green tint. So they have that farmhouse vintagey look and feel to them. I also love the shape of these. So I'm just going to fill these up with some ice, and then I'm going to have some sparkling water on the center of the table. I'm going to stick a little lemon wedge right on the rim of these glasses, which I think will give such an adorable, ready for spring and summer look to the entire table. Okay, so when I am planning out my tablescapes and just trying to get a feel for the vision that I'm going for, I always head to Target. The Target bullseye section or dollar section always has the cutest seasonal little additions that help make up a really nice and creative tablescape. I love going over there just because the selection is always very trendy and up to date, but of course it is like a bullseye dollar section spot. So anything you find and purchase from that area is going to be a little bit more budget friendly, especially when you are needing to buy for multiple place settings. I found these really adorable little Easter trees over at that Target dollar section. These were $5 each. I purchased 2 of them for both sides of the table. What I really loved about them is that while they do have some color to them, the color palette is very soft. And these still have the little styrofoam protections on the base here. So I went ahead and removed the bubble wrap on this tree. And here you can see it's just made up of a little white wooden base. There's no shine to it or anything. It's a matte white finish or paint. And then on the top here, it's just filled with like little green moss. So really cute little detail from the top to the bottoms. And these will add some height to the tablescape as well as some color. Next up, here are 2 more Target bullseye section finds. And these are just 2 little pink cake stands or little platters. These are a really nice soft shade of pink. They almost resemble the like depression glass collection that is super popular right now, and those are all like vintage pieces. So coming across a huge collection of depression glass I think is going to be a little bit tricky, but I think that these are really cute and close dupes for that very sought after depression glass look. I believe there were a couple other shades of color that these could be purchased in. I know that there was a clear option, and I think there was also a teal colored version of these. Here's how these look. They are miniature in size, but they do have like a nice height to them. One other thing that is great about these little cake platters is that while their main intent is going to be for my Easter table, they can totally be used for the entire summer or for different like events. Once Easter is over, I'm going to just add these to my cake stand, cupcake stand collection and use these for get-togethers. Next up, I found these little place cards at the Target dollar section, and there were 3 variations that I found. I picked up 2 of them. I think I'm only going to need to use 1 of them, so I will end up returning the other 2, I think. Here are the 2 variations that I purchased. So this one has just a really cute, simple little flower. These are great for, again, any time of the year, the entire spring, the entire summer. So these definitely go beyond just being like Easter appropriate. While this version is only appropriate for Easter, it says Happy Easter on there. And then the 3rd variation that Target offered was just a little carrot right in the center here, which I thought was so cute as well. I kind of wish I would have just purchased all 3 versions to share with you guys, but for some reason I picked up the 2 flowers and then this 1 Happy Easter. Now for the size of the dinner party that I'm hosting for this Easter, these are totally not necessary because there's only going to be like 6, 7, maybe 8 place settings that I have to come up with. So place cards are definitely not necessary, but since they're only $1, you get 10 of them per pack. I figured why not just be a little bit more extra and just go all out with this little table setup. So even bigger like get-togethers, these are not required, but they're cute and they just add a little bit something extra to each person's place setting. Okay, here are my next finds, again from the Target dollar section. So I ended up purchasing 5 of these stems, and I believe there are only like 2 different variations. There is this lighter colored leaf option, and then there is a little bit of a darker color, as you can see here. I'm not sure if you can see the difference on film, but they are a little bit different. And when working with faux leaves and greenery, I do like having a variation in color, just because I think it gives the whole arrangement a little bit more like authenticity, and just makes everything look more organic. So I always look for a variation in leaves and stems, and I don't know if I would have purchased any of these if I would have been able to find more of these single stemmed tulips. I went to a total of 3 different Targets trying to find these tulips, but unfortunately I was only able to come out with two of them. I came across this coral tulip, and I was really hoping that I would be able to find 4 or 5, even 6 more at the next Target. But at that Target, I was only able to find this yellow one. And then at the third Target, I wasn't able to find any. So I do want to try and get this video up and out there for you guys as fast as I can, just in case you were going to try and go for the same look that I had in mind, just to give you guys enough time to check around at your local Targets. But when I was at the first Target, I found these little tiny vases. The original look that I was going for was to buy 6 or 7 of these for each of the table settings, and then just placing these right on the center of the salad plate. And then just including one of these little solo tulips in each vase. I thought that that would give such a simple yet beautiful, elegant look, while also adding that pop of color that I was mentioning before. So that was my original intent with this tablescape. I thought that it was going to come together so cute. So unfortunately that look is not going to work out for me unless I go run to a couple more Targets and get lucky to stumble upon more of these tulips and more of these glass vases. This was the last clear glass vase that I could find. So I'm not sure if I'll have enough time to run out tonight or this weekend to try and find more of these, but here is how this little arrangement would come together. And it just looks so cute. I think it would look so cute on each place setting. And so because I was unable to find more of the tulips, I went ahead and purchased these little leafy stems. And I think all that I will end up doing if I am not able to find more of the vases and the tulips is just set one of the tulips on the place settings, and then the rest will get these little leafy stems. But hopefully if you are trying to achieve the same look, your Targets will be stocked with these little vases and these solo tulips. Since I only have 2 tulips and the rest these leafy stems, I think I will put one on my mom's place setting and maybe one on Annabelle's.
So now that you guys have seen everything that I'm going to be using for this tablescape, here's how my dining room table typically looks on a normal day. I start by removing all of that and then just wiping down my dining room table to give the room and the table just a really nice, fresh, clean start before I start placing all of the place settings and all of the little decor that I'll be using. I love this multi-surface spray that I am using. It is by the Honest Company and it is in the scent Coastal Surf. It smells amazing and the smell kind of lingers even after you're done using it and cleaning. So highly recommend this surface spray. So I start by laying down my table runner, and to me this is like a staple item to have in a tablescape collection, as well as this nice wooden centerpiece. I always like including a candle and a little floral arrangement. I don't like my floral arrangements to be too high where the people that are sitting across from each other can't see one another, but I do like adding some height to the center of the table. I also love including a bottle of sparkling water. It's such an eye catcher, but it's also a really refreshing beverage to have on hand. Also, don't be afraid to switch things out, as I did here. I switched out the eucalyptus stems for these faux tulips, and I just like the pop of color that the tulips gave a little bit better than the eucalyptus stems. Now I am just rolling my paper towels into these adorable little napkin rings. I found that there were a few different looks that you could achieve. You can kind of fluff out the ends to give them more of a bow appearance, or you could just keep them nice, straight, and tight and just give them a nice little roll. Now I'm going to stick my silverware sets in these little burlap silverware holders. These are so easy to work with because they just have one slot as opposed to 3 separate slots. And here's how those silverware holders and the little napkin rings look together. I absolutely love this combination. So now that our base has been set, we can begin working on each place setting. This is definitely my favorite part of the entire process because it just kind of allows for everything to come together. Once the table has been set, I like to fill my glasses up with some ice, and then of course adding that really nice little pop of yellow with the lemon wedge just completes the tablescape in my opinion. I have also really loved adding a little dish towel. I think it adds so much country charm, and it has also come in handy quite a few times. Once my table is all set, I like to clear off this back buffet table. As you can see, it's directly behind our dining room table, and even though I don't typically keep too much stuff on here on a normal basis, I do like to have this completely cleared off just so that we have this space to lay down all of our food and none of it gets in the way, or crowds the table too much. So that about does it for this video. I really hope that you all enjoyed it. As always, let me know if you have any questions about any of the items that I mentioned or any of my table setting techniques, or if you have any tips to share with me and the other viewers. Please leave those in the comment section below. If you are not yet subscribed to my channel, please make sure to subscribe and join my YouTube family. Also, if you could give this video a big thumbs up, I would appreciate that. And if you are not yet following me on Instagram, please go ahead and make sure to follow me over there. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all have a fabulous Easter, and I hope to see you all in my next video. Until then, take care. Bye.